the small town of Ravenswood, there stood an old Victorian house that had long been the subject of local rumors and superstitions. The structure, with its imposing facade and creaking timbers, was a sight that sent shivers down the spines of the townsfolk. Yet, despite its eerie reputation, the Johnson family decided to make it their home. The Johnsons, a family of 4, had recently moved to Ravenswood in search of a quieter life. Henry, a professor of ancient history, found a job at the local university, and his wife Emily was thrilled at the prospect of raising their 2 children, Lucy and Michael, in a charming small town. Little did they know that their dream home would soon become a nightmare. The first signs of something amiss came in the form of strange noises in the dead of night. The Johnsons dismissed the sounds as mere creaks and groans inherent in an old house. However, as the days turned into weeks, the disturbances escalated, objects moved on their own, and whispers echoed through the empty halls. Lucy claimed to have seen shadows lurking in the corners of her room, while Michael insisted on hearing voices calling his name from the basement. Disturbed and desperate for answers, Henry and Emily delved into the history of their new abode. It wasn't long before they stumbled upon a dark secret. The house had once belonged to the notorious Blackwell family, who had mysteriously disappeared without a trace over a century ago. Local legend had it that the Blackwells were involved in occult practices, and some even whispered of foul play. Determined to uncover the truth, Henry contacted the Paranormal Investigations Team, a group of experts well versed in exploring the supernatural. The team, led by the seasoned investigator Dr. Eleanor Anderson, arrived at the Johnsons' doorstep equipped with an array of ghost hunting gadgets. As the team set up their equipment, the atmosphere in the house grew tense. Dr. Anderson, a middle-aged woman with piercing eyes, assured the family that they were professionals and would get to the bottom of the mysterious occurrences. The investigation began with a thorough sweep of the house, with each member monitoring the specialized devices for any unusual readings. In the dead of night, as the Johnsons huddled together in the living room, the paranormal team descended into the basement, the epicenter of the supernatural activity. The air in the basement was thick with tension, and the team members exchanged nervous glances as they approached the area where the disturbances were most pronounced. To their horror, the investigators discovered a hidden chamber beneath the basement floor. As they peeled away layers of old floorboards, a chilling sight unfolded, the skeletal remains of long-forgotten bodies. The Johnsons looked on in shock as Dr. Anderson explained that the Blackwell family had indeed been involved in dark rituals, and these unfortunate souls had fallen victim to their malevolent practices. The revelation sent shivers down the spines of everyone present. The once idyllic Victorian house now stood as a grim testament to the horrors that had unfolded within its walls. The Paranormal Investigations team worked tirelessly to cleanse the house of the lingering spirits, conducting rituals and ceremonies to bring peace to the restless souls. In the days that followed, the Johnsons faced a decision. Should they continue to live in a house tainted by a dark history, or should they seek solace elsewhere? The trauma of discovering the buried bodies weighed heavily on their minds, but the family ultimately chose to stay and reclaim their home. With the help of the Paranormal Investigations team, the Johnsons initiated a process of spiritual cleansing. Prayers, incense, and rituals were performed to purify the space and bring peace to the lingering spirits. Slowly but surely, the paranormal disturbances diminished, and a sense of normalcy returned to the once haunted house. The townspeople, learning of the Johnsons' ordeal, rallied around them in support. The family became a symbol of resilience, and their story served as a cautionary tale about the importance of understanding the history of one's surroundings. As the years passed, the Johnsons' house underwent renovations, and the echoes of its dark past gradually faded away. The small town of Ravenswood, though forever marked by the sinister events that unfolded within the Victorian walls, found solace in the resilience of the Johnson family. The haunted house became a symbol of triumph over darkness, a reminder that even in the face of the supernatural, the human spirit could endure and overcome.